Hey, amazing people, it's Sunday night, and here I am with The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I told you I was going to do it, and I had a great day. One of my high school friends came over. My daughter did my hair, and my daughter was doing another client's hair, and my high school friend and I were in there having a good time. I was making jewelry. It was a great day. A great day was had by all. So let's get into it. It's Tracy Lene. Like, share, subscribe. Ordinary unconsciousness and deep unconsciousness. The question, what do you mean by different levels of unconsciousness? And Eckhart says, as you probably know, in sleep, you constantly move between the phases of dreamless sleep and the dream state. Similarly, in wakefulness, most people only shift between ordinary unconsciousness and deep unconsciousness. What I call ordinary unconsciousness means being identified with your thought process and emotions, your reactions, desires, and aversions. It is most people's normal state. I think I read this already. Wait a second. I think I read this, and I don't want to read. I did. So let's go. You can go back to the other tape for that. Let's start where I'm supposed to be. What are they seeking? That's the question. Carl Jung tells in one of his books of a conversation he had with a Native American chief who pointed out to him that in his perception, most white people have tense faces, staring eyes, and a cruel demeanor. He said, they're always seeking something. What are they seeking? The whites always want something. They're always uneasy and restless. We don't know what they want. We think they are mad. We think thoughts are right. The undercurrent of constant unease started long before the rise of Western industrial civilization, of course. But in Western civilization, which now covers almost the entire globe, including most of the East, it manifests in an unprecedentedly acute form. It was already there at the time of Jesus, and it was there 600 years before that, and at the time of Buddha, and long before that. Why are you always anxious? Jesus asked his disciples. Can anxious thoughts add a single day to your life? Oh, but they can take days away. And the Buddha taught that the root of suffering is to be found in our constant wanting and craving. When you're anxious, you're living in the future. When you're depressed, you're living in the past. When you're in the now, the emotion that you have doesn't feel like depression, and it doesn't feel like anxiety. It feels like, let's say, in the present moment, you've just received some really bad news. You will definitely be sad right there in that moment, sad. You won't have anxiety. You'll have sadness. You'll have grief. Grief starts to turn into depression when you let that one moment just lag forever. Resistance to the now as a collective dysfunction is intrinsically connected to loss of awareness of being and forms the basis of our dehumanized industrial civilization. Freud, by the way, also recognized the existence of this undercurrent of unease and wrote about it in his book, Civilization and Its Discontents. But he did not recognize the true root of unease and failed to realize that freedom from it is possible. This collective dysfunction has created a very unhappy and extraordinarily violent civilization that has become a threat not only to itself, but also to life on the planet. Dissolving ordinary unconsciousness, the question. So how can we be free from this affliction? The answer, make it conscious. Observe the many ways in which unease, discontent, and tension arise within you through unnecessary judgment, resistance to what is, and denial of the now. When you deny, we said, you're not going to do this to me, but they're doing it to you. So they're doing it to you. So they are going to do it to you. You don't have to continue to let it be. But at that moment that you're standing and they're doing it, they're doing it. When you keep living in the past, that's what makes you uneasy. When you keep trying to go ahead of it, that's what makes you uneasy. Once you know how to dissolve ordinarily unconsciousness, the light of your presence will shine brightly, and it will be much easier to deal with deep unconsciousness whenever you feel its gravitational pull. However, ordinary unconsciousness may not be easy to detect initially because it's so normal. It is. Just like you hear a song on the radio that reminds you of somebody and you start thinking about that person, and now you're all the way back in that failed relationship and wondering how'd your life get to here. Leave that shit alone. It's over. It's done with. You moved on. They moved on. Make it a habit to monitor your mental emotional state through self-observation. Am I at ease this moment? As soon as I wake up in the morning, I start saying happy things and happy thoughts. And when I start to feel something not right, I go, okay, what's going on, Tracy? If I start to think about a situation in the past that haunted me or harmed me, I say, what is it that you think I missed that you're still here? What do you want? And it always tells me, and I move accordingly. Like, okay, if it's something like, remember when such and such said such and such, well, they was lying. Well, that was in the past, and I don't care. I've moved on. You have to be able to do that. What's going on inside? Okay, this video is going to be shorter because I need to call this person back. I'm getting a call from an old friend that is in a different time zone. So I'm really glad I got to start this. This is the now moment where I'm going to call back because I want to catch up. And that was really nice to get that call. Okay, so bottom line, stay in the present moment. Like presently, I'm going to let y'all go and I'll be back. The power of now. Like, share, subscribe. Go have an amazing night. I'm going to take this call. We'll make it back because they hung up already. I'm going to call back and then I'm going to see you on Wednesday and you're going to have an amazing week and you're going to stay present because that's where we are in the now moment. I love you guys.